It says, on the same day Jesus went out of the house and sat by the sea, and great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into the ship and sat, and all of the whole multitude stood on the shore. Then he spoke many things to them, keep this in mind, in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the birds came and devoured them. Some fell on stony places where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprung up because they had no depth on earth. But when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But others fell on good ground and yield a crop, some 100-fold, 60-fold, and 30-fold. He that has ears to hear, let him hear. But Jesus, what he was speaking was parables, and parables never bear fruit in no one. So he wasn't speaking about that time. He was speaking when the gospel of uncircumcision was supposed to be preached. He was speaking about our time, because now it's when you hear the word, and the word truly bears fruit 30, 60, and 100-fold. But that had never taken place. In the days of Paul, no one bore fruit. Everyone abandoned him, right? The Bible says they all abandoned Paul, and after he died, it finished. They bore no fruit. And after Paul, for 2,000 and some odd years, the darkness set in of the truth, diversity, the many religions, thousands of interpretation, and the apostasy. It is to say that that's never taken place, that parable. That has never been fulfilled, that there were people that bore fruit 30, 60. It's never happened. With Jesus of Nazareth speaking in parables, as a matter of fact, he said, I speak in parables so they don't understand. So how were they going to bear fruit 30, 60 if he spoke in parables so he would not be understood? And Paul could not, because Paul had the 11 apostles persecuting him and going against everything he said. And everything Paul spoke, James would come, and John and Peter, and Paul said that the devil was destroyed, and Peter, no, he's like a roaring lion. And Paul says it is only through faith. And James would say, no, it's by works. Paul had a battle. No one bore fruit, not even 30%. Timothy, perhaps, and he cowered out. After he was an example, he cowered out. They said and spoke nothing else of Timothy. Paul said the key is this: God always worked with a man. With Moses, he represented the law. With Paul, grace was presented. Once the representative dies, it ceased. But I have then the most precious privilege that word for the first time begun with growing in grace ministry to bear fruit 30, 60, and 100-fold.